Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Friday. So two things. Yesterday, you remember Rob? I talked to my buddy Rob.
Yeah.
Yep. Rob is down.
You still have the mustache?
I think so. It's been a
Okay.
while. Yeah. Last I saw him was the spring at a friend of ours, dad's memorial visitation.
Okay.
He brought up that a friend of his asked if he knew you, and he said, "Well, I kind of know Dave through Andy, and you know how that goes, the
Yeah.
chain, right?
Right.
I know a guy who knows a guy, that type thing."
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rob's friend said that you need to up your wardrobe because you wear the same shit every day on TV. Don't shoot the messenger. And I said,
Okay.
yes, Dave's a little Rain Man-ish when it comes to what he wears. He's got his Monday clothes, he's got his Tuesday clothes, he's got
Yeah.
his Wednesday clothes, which, I've always said, Dave, do Dave.
Mm-hmm.
You do you.
That's what I will continue to do.
That's what you'll continue to do. So don't take that as an affront. But
no,
I'm just
that's actually good advice. It's actually good advice, and I here's the thing. Most people don't give a shit what a guy wears.
I agree.
It's especially for TV stuff. It's like, okay, just your basic shit.
Right.
I've got a couple of different sport coats, couple of different shirts I throw on.
What would be nice is if you showed up in a plaid sports coat someday. That would be great.
I would be against that. I don't know.
You could show up in a jogging suit someday.
Good Lord, no.
Go with the Fred Durst look. You could, maybe dress up as a Pointer Sister. That would be fun. Just surprise them once in a while. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that was just that.
Okay.
So last night we had two grandkids sleep over, a couple of the boys, because their sister was in a soccer tournament or something today, and who wants to be a part of that?
What are the boys' ages?
14 and 12.
Okay, this is where they can start getting into some trouble.
Just a little bit.
This is where this is where envelope gets pushed.
Yep.
And how nice is Grandpa Andy gonna be?
How patient can one be? How forgiving can one be?
Mm-hmm.
How can one be mesmerized and stupefied by questions that are asked? Which is what we kind of found last night.
Okay.
It was going on about dusk, and the 12-year-old comes up from the lake. They were at the lake all day.
Of course.
That's what they do. And you know
That's
what?
cool.
Those are where memories are made, and that's
100%.
All that. 12-year-old comes up, and he's looking in the refrigerator with great intent. And the question is, you guys got any chicken livers? Huh? Exactly. Who the hell wants chicken livers? And then he goes, well, how about raw chicken? No. Oh, well, we heard bullheads like that for bait.
Oh, okay. So this is they're going for a specific kind of fish.
Apparently, 12-year-olds all assume that there's chicken livers in the refrigerator.
Yeah, that is a false assumption.
Is that something that you carry in your refrigerator at all times?
No, nobody does. Nobody does.
Nobody. Okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something.
No, not at all. Not at all.
If I'm deficient of chicken livers, then it's on me.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
But no, you're not chicken liver deficient. You just don't want gross shit in your fridge. So, there's that.
Do you eat chicken livers?
No, as mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I did have chicken brain.
Oh, that's
which was
right.
really, really good.
Yep.
On a stick.
Yep.
Several little bits of chicken brain on a stick, like a shish kebab.
No.
And it was tasty.
No.
A little on the gamey side.
Not gonna do it.
A little chewy, but it was good.
Yep.
It was good. I didn't even need the dipping sauce.
Wow.
I went I just enjoyed the flavor of the chicken brain au natural.
You went bareback.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
You got to feel it.
Anyway, so yeah, I was a little dismayed to be asked for chicken livers last night.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least look, you're not having to deal with them. They're not the sneaking out kind. of kids or
Not
getting
yet.
into stuff? Not yet. Yeah. Oh, that's
I
coming.
I I'm just wondering if they're down there on the dock Googling what to catch bullheads with. I mean, you throw a line, then
I
you Google. What do you do?
I have no
Where do you
idea.
come up with chicken
That's
livers?
I never fished.
Right?
I'm glad Max isn't into fishing, so he fished a little with his grandpa, but not, not a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not what you call outdoorsy. I mean,
Yeah. Me neither.
I'll lay on a beach or I'll lay by a pool.
Yeah.
That's as
Yeah. Well,
outside
you'll
as I
land a
really
beach
want
in
to get.
Grand Haven because you're good enough for that, but you won't come to Muskegon. I get
Okay,
that, right? Which is fine. You're an elitist, which is
yeah, right.
totally cool.
Whatever, Twin Lakes. All
Hey,
right.
you know what? Hey, this is
Other
where
half,
the
Ivory
good people
Tower,
live.
whatevs.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
You and your Grand Haven buddies, you just keep on Grand
Yeah.
Haven. All right, you do news. I'm going to read the Jeopardy category so I don't get it
All
wrong.
right.
All right.
All right, sounds good. Let's get into it. Of course, both the Republican and a Democratic conventions now finally over. That's all done. Here's something interesting, though. Independent voters are the largest growing voter base in the U.S.
Wow.
82% of new voter registration since 2020, that's just in the last 4 years, is independent. 49% of Americans identify as independent voters. That's up from just 33% 20 years ago. So that I think is a positive thing.
Yep.
I'm not into this election cycle at all. I'm tired of the shitty candidates we constantly get from either the right or the left. I don't care. I don't have a rooting interest. I don't watch these conventions because
Nope.
they're all political pep rallies. They don't give you anything. They tell you nothing. But I think this is a positive sign, not necessarily for this year, but for down the road.
We shall see.
The more
I
independence you have, the better off we all are going to be.
Let me explain something here for me. All right.
Go ahead.
I'm independent. Now, here's the thing. To run for the county commission, you're supposed to declare a party, which I think is dumb because the county commission is never going to decide anything of a national platform like
Right.
Roe v. Wade or gun control or any of that
or anything with the border, any of
None
that
of that
stuff. Right.
stuff. None of it ever. Right. But the elections are actually run in a certain way that if you do declare a party, it's remarkably easier for you to get on the ballot, and you don't have to jump through as many hoops to declare yourself as a candidate.
Right.
Now, add in the fact too that a couple of years ago I made that run for the state house at the request of some Democrats here in town. And at what point I said, I'm okay, yeah, I'll do that as a Democrat, sure. Because I have some parts of me that align with them, and I have some parts that align with a more conservative point of view, which isn't exactly what you would call the far right. Because the far right or the far left are both a little out there for me. That's just me. So to look at a district like the smaller districts of Muskegon County and say, yes, I'm running as a Democrat, but guess what? I'm going to show up and do the work. I'm going to actually come to your township. I'm going to find solutions. I'm going to do ways to get things activated and moving in these smaller townships. That's really what it takes. It doesn't take being grandstanding out there for your party or your tribe or your deepest desires to have politics influence the way that the entire society runs.
Yeah.
It takes somebody that's willing to ask questions, dig into information a little bit deeper, and offer a hand. You don't shove anything down people's throats.
Right.
You don't necessarily cram your ideals down everybody's things. But if you got skills like being able to bring people together in a community, use them. If you've got a little influence to get people to talk in ways that people can understand, do it. You sit down with the EPA and they try to explain a contaminated water issue and nobody can understand it. You need a guy in the room that goes, you know what? Nobody understands what you're talking about. Explain that in plain English.
Right.
Right. So I think this independent voter idea is where everybody ought to be. Don't you?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not. I don't like. We're two red team, blue team, and and everybody digs in.
Totally
It's
digs in.
nonstop. And it used to be, I go back to, we used to talk about politics every 4 years. Every 4 years. Then, and it was only during like the month of November. You had a month where you'd be kind of okay. And
Well,
then an election would happen. Whoever would win would win. Whoever would lose would lose. And we would carry on about our day.
ratings and money.
Oh, 100%.
We've
100%
deified politicians who are supposed to be grunt.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
They're supposed to be.
But that's, yeah.
You know what it's supposed to be? They're supposed to be Paul Henry, who you never heard a thing from, but got shit done all the time.
Oh, yeah.
When the time came for a campaign, handed Gino Henry candy bar and said, "Hey, vote for me."
There you go. That's it.
That's all it takes.
It's a different world, and it's kind of gross.
It really is.
It's just where we are now. But hopefully, this is again a positive sign.
There you have it.
Oh, what else is going on? Too much fluoride in the drinking water. This is according to the latest study. Reports say fluoride levels are double the recommended limit. While fluoride does strengthen teeth and reduce cavities, it is also linked to lower IQ scores in children. That's why everybody's getting dumber.
Oh.
You got great teeth, but you're an idiot. And we know why. There you go. Problem, just a little less, and then maybe we'll get out of the idiocracy that we created for ourselves.
I can hear it now. The new commercials.
Yep.
Keep the fluoride. At least we don't look like the British.
There you go. There's your PSA.
That's right.
Finally, Michigan is number 1 in bed and breakfast, at least according to readers of Newsweek. This is kind of interesting. The Cartier Mansion in Ludington took the top spot in the Reader's Choice for historic bed and breakfast. Built in 1905, the mansion was named to the National Record of Historic Places in 2014. That's pretty cool. I've always been more of a Holiday Inn Express sort of fella when it comes to my accommodations and my limited, very, 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 very limited travels. But I've never been a B&B guy.
A B&B kind of feels like sleeping overnight at somebody else's house.
Yeah, doesn't it? Yeah.
Weird. No. The last time I stayed overnight at somebody else's house, I think I was 12 or 13. And I remember their sheets were really super dirty. And if I rolled over into the dip in their bed, because they had like a depression in the mattress, it was really sandy down in there. So I was like, ew.
Sandy, you're like, what am I laying on? Is
right. Like they went to bed before they took a shower all the time. I was riding the edge of the bed like this, and it was really uncomfortable. So finally I just said, you know what? I can't do this. And I went out to the couch and I slept on their couch, but luckily it was dark. So I didn't really see anything before I got in on it. Woke up the next day and I'm like, yeah, we're not staying overnight at anybody else's house ever again. And I never did.
And that was it. That scarred you for the next 40 plus years.
And then for you, I can see where you would want the hotel compared to the bed breakfast, because once the screaming starts, with whoever you've got tied up in a hotel room,
why must we go there? Must we?
I'm worried about your safety. And the bed and breakfast, they might be right down the hall. And you got mom and pop running the bed and breakfast that are watching the Johnny Carson show reruns before they go to sleep.
Right.
And whoever you've got in the other room is like,
look,
oh no, stop!
There you go. Telling tales outside of school.
Fun is fun.
And telling tall tales, to say the least.
I've done nothing of the sort.
You're spinning quite a yarn there, Andy.
By the way, Tegan Schultz has the day off because you know what she did all week? Well, listen, this is not, we're not dealing with Colton Woods here.
Okay.
Colton kind of developed the idea of having a hangnail. He needed a day off. Tegan, on the other hand, has been doing freshman orientation all week long and still bringing in the weather. So she told me yesterday,
good for her.
it's been freshman orientation all week. I'm busting my hump and on and on. I said, you know what, kid, take the day off.
I'm doing keg stands.
I know.
I
said, you know what? You have been flawless in delivery all summer long. You get a day off. So we're good.
All right. Can we start calling her T-Funk? I like T-Funk. I like nicknames like T-Funk.
Let's think about that over the weekend. Weather. T-Funk is cool.
Yeah. I like T-Funk.
We'll put it in the hopper. We'll think about it. All right.
Marinate on that. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna vacillate.
Vacillate, marinate, all the vates.
Alleviate,
sports.
Cubs
win, Cubs win, Cubs
love your
win.
mate, don't suffocate on your own hate. That's
they hammer right the there, Tigers 10-2 as both teams just playing out the string, hovering around 500. Lions Steelers wrapping up the preseason Saturday afternoon at Ford Field. Then you get a week off, and then the real season starts.
Oh boy!
In September, gonna be fun.
Can't wait.
They've avoided Penei Sewell, their stud tackle. He avoided a serious injury at practice, so that was good. So he'll be ready to go to start the season. So that's the big thing for Detroit. No major catastrophic injuries. Just got to get through one more game, and then you're ready for the regular season.
Wow.
That's sports.
I'm so excited. There we are, back to the Pointer Sisters again, twice in one show.
There you go.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Italy, 1,200. Or as they say on the East Coast, Italy. Home to many fine palaces and churches, this city hosted the 2006 Winter Olympics.
God
has something to do with this city too.
Would that be Would it be Rome?
It would not.
It's not Rome?
It's not Rome.
What Italian city? I've not really watched the Olympics since '96, and I know that was in Atlanta, and the Winter Olympics are terrible. So yeah, what's the city?
Sir, as a lapsed Catholic, I'm so sorely disappointed in you. Any mention of the Lord in Italy should jog the term Turin, because there's a shroud.
Mm-hmm. The Shroud of Turin, yes.
So it's Turin.
I did not know.
Well, you've failed.
I did not know.
That's going to cost you 2 votive lights, 10 Hail Marys, and a couple of Our Fathers.
I can, yeah.
And
I've already knocked out 1 Our Father today, so we're good.
We're gonna need $2 in the pour box at the end, right there in the vestibule.
Hey, look! Yeah, look! I got a little Andy Jackson there.
All right, well, let's put that in the pour box then.
Yeah, well, I'll put it in my box because I'm poor.
No.
So
no.
So there you go. So I'll give to myself
right on the way out,
and I'm helping the less fortunate, which I am one.
All right, go be less fortunate all weekend.
See ya.